Welcome, Aquarius, to your Astro Dice reading for June. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you. Ooh. Through June over here. And for those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month. Let's see what's going on with you. Best message. We have the moon coming out into that 6th house. Libra coming out. Nice. So having the moon over here, the moon is talking about those emotions, your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. It's also talking about a huge cycle change too, guys. Don't forget about that. Moon's always about cycle changes. So there could be a cycle change that is also coming around that's also brings out these emotions, something that's going on that is some kind of rebirth, the way things are changing around you, could even be status quo changes. So we'll look and dig deep into that and see what's going on. Talking about that Libra energy. The energy is diplomatic and gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. So it could be some kind of cycle change within the relationship. It's got your emotions and responses, really kind of worked up. Seeing things on a little bit of a sensitive side, going also straight into hobbies. The 6th house of duties of your life could be your hobbies, things that you do on a daily basis, guys, right? So these are things that I do in the duties of my life. You can put duties of your life into anything that you feel that's where it's going to be, right? It could be gardening. It could be, which is type of a hobby. It could be video game playing. It could be anything that you that you feel like this is where I want to, this is where I put my time and energy every day, or most of the time. Could be health, yoga, the gym, right? So let's see what's going on. Let's see. So going straight into the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. Starting at the beginning of the month, we have feeling a little imbalanced about the situation, needing to find that balance. And it's really doesn't surprise me that the imbalance would be under the moon, because that's saying my emotions are a little imbalanced. I don't feel like, I'm balanced right now, but I am patiently planning in the 6th house, whatever it is I need to patiently plan, but it does have my emotions all worked up. My senses and responses are a little, not doing so great. You do have the sun upside down, so feeling like there is some kind of gloom and doom over here. Remember, it's just a cloudy day. After the cloud goes away, the sun shines. So right now you could just feel like whatever I'm patiently planning doesn't feel like it's really coming together, because there is this dark cloud over me. So, and that's got your emotions a little messed up, right? And this is trying to find the balance within the relationships, and whatever relationships are in the 6th house, right? Or just needing to seek that harmony and being more diplomatic and gracious towards yourself when it comes to the 6th house if you're not dealing with another person, right? So take that how it resonates. Everybody's story is a little bit different. Let's see what's going on over here. Not feeling as balanced as you should be. Having some self-limiting beliefs, guys. This is talking about being your worst inner critic, right? So there could be something that you're saying, well, through the self-acceptance of what's going on through the situation, I see the dark cloud, but having the self-limiting beliefs is like, I'm not sure how long this is going to take to get out of this situation. So needing to get balance means you need to release those negative thoughts and feelings, right, when it comes to this. That way you can feel like you're getting the blessings that you know, that you are worth, and that you deserve. But right now, with this dark cloud over you, it just feels like everything you're patiently planning is just not coming together in the beginning of the month. So it's kind of holding you back emotionally. Right over here, yeah, wanting the fruits of my labor. I'm putting in all of this hard work, waiting for my financial independence, waiting for those rewards to come through, right? And the sun shining over here is keeping this strength. Two Leos on top of each other. You could be definitely dealing with a Leo. You have the courage and passion over here. There has to be some kind of persuasion, though. You may feel like there is persuasion going on. There is some kind of influence that's going on around you to want to pull you out of this situation, right? So you might even feel like somebody is in their own subtle power when it comes to the sixth house. If you're dealing with another person, saying, you're the one that's trying to hold on to all of this, but it's kind of clouding my day. Maybe you feel like they're a little over courageous about something that you don't feel so good about, right? Maybe you don't feel like that's the way it's going to be, right? You don't see it as sunshiny as they do at this time. So something is definitely going on there. But Spirit is saying you need to make sure that you're bringing up that passion and keeping that courage going through the situation. Keep that focus strong where it needs to be. I'm pulling through that. Okay. So in the mid-month, there is the hope with the star card coming out. So trying to keep the hope, trying to keep that faith alive, trying to keep those emotions going in the right direction, trying to really, if I have more hope, right, then it brings my emotions up because now I'm feeling better about the situation. I don't feel like I'm, limiting my beliefs to this situation, trapping myself in this situation. So definitely feeling like you have more of a win or lose situation coming. Well, win or lose, right? I have more hope that I can see what's going on within the situation. And it's saying that seek meditation, right? Seek some peace and rest for yourself, right? This is a time to go inside and say, you know what? I can see other things, keeping yourself just pretty much rested and at peace within your mind to keep your emotions strong in that sixth house. So you can actually see the sixth house doing what it needs to do, whatever the duties of your life are. If you're planting a garden, you're not really seeing it. You're really waiting for those to come through and become, the fruits of your labor. Maybe you just need to, go within, find the answers. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe the soil is wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? Something is going on that needs maybe a little more attention, right? Maybe it needs some miracle grow. Okay, so over here it says with the King of Pentacles, it does feel like you might be dealing with somebody who's over courageous, and they may be a little overindulgent or a little greedy about this situation. You feel like maybe they're a little obsessed with how this is going to work or pan out, or it could be you who's over obsessing about the situation instead of allowing it to take the time to germinate, right? All in all, whatever it is, right? It needs to build, it needs to grow, right? Win or lose, I'm moving more moderate. Yes, you're trying to be more sensible about the situation, but it does feel like you're like, it's a 50-50 chance. That's what win or lose is, right? 50-50 chance. It's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. And I feel like that's where the only place is at the mid-month that you're really finding the balance is by saying, well, win or lose, it's either going to happen or it's not. So, but at least I can maintain the faith and the hope, right, to keep myself in a happier spot. Even though you may be feeling like you're a little stubborn about the situation, or like I said, this could be either you or someone else who's being, a little overindulgent, a little stubborn, a little obsessed with this happening. Just make sure that your, manifestations do not become obsession, right? We see what we need to see, we manifest what we need to manifest, then we let it go and we go on our way, right? Or maybe you're overworking if you're at the gym and you're pushing overboard, trying to get that summer body, or you see what I'm saying? lose that weight, however it is, get toned up. Don't overdo it yourself. Don't burn yourself out, right? It needs to have patience. It's going to take time. The temperance is saying in time, it will grow. In time, it will do what it needs to do. So I do feel that there is a little impatience going on within this situation. But otherwise, it feels like your mood, because of the star card, is way better than it was before. Looking for the public recognition, like I said, a lot of you might be at the gym trying to get that, that fit body, whatever it is. But it does talk about that reward, having the progress, having and keeping that self-confidence that everything is going to work out in time. This is a time-based thing. It's not going to, it's not going to happen overnight, right? It takes time for things to grow. It takes time for things to work out. No matter what the situation is, in time, it will all work out. Okay, going to the end of the month. Yes, opportunity beckons. Now you're back into that that's that moon again, though. That moon bringing you down, lifting you up, and then making you, opportunity beckons, making you look at the spilled milk again. How come it's not working? Feeling really good at the mid-month and then feeling like down again, saying, well, how come these cups are not doing anything? Remember, this card has an Ace of Cups, right? You just have to look up and see the Ace of Cups coming towards you. So the Ace of Cups is that beautiful new beginning and that new opportunity sitting, in front of your face. It's just that, I'm telling you, it's all about time, right? It's going to take time and moderation to be able to do such a, whatever it is in the 6th house that you're doing. Yeah. Your sacral chakra is closed and it's not really working really well over here. It's moving very slow. It's upside down. It's saying, I'm not running at the pace I need to be running at. What happened to your desire? Why did you give up? Because you're looking at the 3 of Cups down instead of looking at the Ace of Cups that's sitting in front of your face. So your sacral chakra is telling you, I'm in this lower mode energy. What I desire, you're starting to believe is not going to happen. You're back into those self-limiting beliefs again. So it's almost like you're kind of giving up on this situation, that this is not going to happen. Saying that, I don't know. You just need to breathe. Go back into rest mode over here. Breathe. Manifest. Look, your spiritual union with yourself, you're saying this is not connecting. I don't feel the connection. I don't know if this is coming together. I don't feel unified within this situation. And this is that lower energy that's saying, you're kind of like, it's not happening. It didn't happen all month. And you're kind of in, like, for a lot of you, almost a give up mode, or just a forget it. I don't think this is going to happen, which you can still say is kind of a give up mode. Go back, remanifest, bring your energy back up, because you do have the Ace of Cups sitting right there. It's just, it takes time. Absolutely. This is the 4 of Wands. It's talking about conflict with others. You might be having this conflict with this, which we called Leo. It doesn't have to be, but I do have 3 Leo cards. It's crazy, but saying, you know what, we're not coming together. There is some conflict within the way we're supporting each other. I don't feel the support within this situation with this partner, if it's a partner, right? Otherwise, it's just lack of inner harmony within yourself and having your own personal conflict about the situation, because you're not seeing it coming together. Okay. On the sacral chakra, you have the Ace of Cups. Wow. Now, what did I just say? What did I just say? He needs to see. You need to see. You need to see that this Ace of Cups is sitting over his head. It's just waiting for you to reach out and grab it. This is saying, I need you to get your sacral chakra, your desires, your intentions. I need you to get yourself balanced again, because you're imbalanced in this area, so that you can have the Ace of Cups. I want to give you this Ace of Cups. Once you find this Ace of Cups, once you, see what's right in front of you, and that this can happen, that this is here, using your intuition, finding new feelings. Maybe you just, like I said, maybe it needs different attention. Like I said, maybe that garden needs Miracle Grow. Maybe this whole story needs Miracle Grow. Right? And for some of you, I don't know, I just heard some of you said, I need just a miracle. Well, here it is. The Ace of Cups. All I need is a miracle. Right? And if you feel like it's, I don't know, now I got that song in my head. Oh my gosh. I was just going to say, it's going to sound dorky, but whatever. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. Well, that could be a possibility, right? Because if you're dealing with this other person, you would say, all I need is you because I need you to be on my side. I need you to, help me with this situation. And if we can't have an understanding, right, and you want to, right, be within your subtle power, you want to influence the whole situation on your own and not come together with me in the 6th house, then how are we going to collaborate? How are we going to be together, right? Say one thing, get that song in my head, and the next thing you know, here I am. The songs have power. I tell you, you guys, they do. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Manifesting, walking away from those disappointments, saying, I'm not going to deal with those disappointments anymore. Here's that moon up there. I'm not going to deal with these emotional upsetness. I'm going to keep myself into a higher energy. I'm not going to allow this to interrupt my inner emotions. I'm going to walk away from this. I'm going to withdraw from those emotions and manifest the way I need to manifest, because this can happen. Cutting through everything. Having direct boundaries. Having that communication with that Leo, saying, you know what, this is what we really need to do. I need you to listen and pay attention. Okay, we need to figure out how to do this together. Right? Hey, if you have the ideas, then bring those ideas to me. If I have ideas, this is where collaboration comes. This is what communication is. If you sit over here and say, well, I have the influence and all the understanding and you don't get it, well, then why aren't you really sharing with it? Because the only thing I see over here on this end in the very beginning is you saying, I want this, I'm patiently waiting, but I'm not believing it's going to happen. Him sitting over here or her sitting over here saying, well, the way I see it, and trying to persuade you into understanding something, but the way they're persuading is more of an ego thing instead of actually having, sorry, that's how it is, right? And instead of having the conversation. You can't sit over here and tell everybody, oh, no, you just wait. You see, it'll all work together. Well, how? Explain. Because actually, in this situation, if you're dealing with someone, there has to be an explanation of how this is going to work. Right? If you're working with someone in the gym, think about it this way. And this literally could happen. If you have a gym instructor, and they're like, you just keep pumping, 4 sets of this and 4 sets of that, and you do this and you do that. But yet, they're not explaining exactly how to do it. They're just persuading you to do 4 sets of everything. But they're not really helping or training or doing what their job is. Well, it's like that I have damn ESP. You need to help me, train me, teach me. Tell me if I'm doing it right. I mean, shit, I could even hurt myself. I've never even, I'm lifting weights. I could hurt myself. You see what I'm saying? There has to be more, guys. There has to be more if you're dealing with someone. There is just no real communication in this situation. Hey, plant these seeds. Well, how deep? How this? How much water? Oh, you'll figure it out. Just time. Okay, listen, Leo. That is not the way the world works. Okay? We have to know how much water it needs, where to plant it for the sun. Does it get partial sun? Does it get full sun? Because the shit ain't growing. Oh, no, man. It's going to be just fine. Really? Because I don't really see that. Lack of communication. Excuse me. If you know you're not dealing with someone, then you know something's up that you need to think about, go back over, and figure that out, right? And then that just means you're going to have to be the influencer. You're going to have to bring up the passion. You're going to have to bring up the courage within the situation. And this would just be yourself using your own inner strength to say, you know what, it's all about time. And let's get down to the nitty gritty within myself, have this conversation with myself, look at what it is I really want and start manifesting what it is I truly need, leaving behind all the over emotions that are not necessary for the situation, because that ain't helping. And that ain't going to help anyways, whether you're dealing with someone or just yourself. Okay? Beautiful reading, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.